Alright, hi. Yeah. Oh, it's another edition of What the Fuck Happenings, sort of on YouTube. Kind of. When I'm there, maybe. Anyway. So many things going on. Well, anyway, Christopher Seven. Yay. Um, he posts kind of good comments. I mean, he just doesn't bother unless he... Well, I mean, sometimes he bothers just to say, oh, good job or something. But usually if he types something, it's well typed and all that. Yeah, it's a perfectly reasonable type person. Mostly. But anyway, so he's discussing Fake Sagan's video, and just you're just sitting there saying, wait a minute, Fake Sagan's not an idiot. So how can he be an idiot? Right? I mean, this is a problem with a lot of people. You're just like, they're not. The Amazing Atheist isn't an idiot. Yet I'm supposed to believe he's an idiot. I mean, he acts like an idiot, smells like an idiot, walks like an idiot, talks like an idiot. He's got to be an idiot. So how does that happen? How can that be true? How can non-idiots be idiots? Where is the disconnect? And it's almost like the Snake Plisskenus thing, right? He's not an idiot, but he's a fucking idiot. I mean, his life is idiotic, right? I mean, every aspect of what he did or has done has turned into something they would just call idiotic. I mean, when you're in court, in a trial for a serial killer as a witness to something, there's something idiotic about your life. Well, yeah, I mean, I could just talk about his father and just say right there. Well, anyway, but he's not an idiot, yet he's an idiot. All right, so you're just saying, how does that happen? How does it happen? How can it be true? This just doesn't make any sense. So, he does say here that it doesn't really matter whether he's faking, it's what you present, it's what's out there. Yes, and all this confusion and mush doesn't help the world at all. I mean, all this insincerity. So you could sort of think that, okay, say if I really believed that it was futile, that people just basically suck, the vast majority of them. They're all just playing some liar's game. They're all too stupid to understand anything. They're too undisciplined to spend any time to understand, to research, to acquire knowledge. They talk way above their competence level. They have opinions about shit that they didn't think about for, 45 seconds. They looked up at the stars and just started talking about what the stars are, that kind of thing. And so if that was my perception, what would I do? If I just did the Nietzsche nihilist idiotic thing, said, what's in it for me? There's no hope of being a contributor to this slop because the slop is so out of control. So what's in it for me? I still wouldn't pretend to be an idiot. What's the advantage in doing that? So it still doesn't make any sense. So anyway, I'm just saying that historically we kind of know what fake Sagan was. So we know that this idiocy is some sort of real thing. And we'll just have to call it like some not even midlife crisis, just some sort of life crisis that fake Sagan tripped over his life, realized it's all fucktarded, and then became an idiot or something. Concussion, whatever it was. Because look, look at the transition. I mean, as he was beginning to fall apart before our eyes, he did it in this way that was, the gun nut stuff, the anarchy nut stuff, and then he did like a blog TV or something where he took some stupid drugs. I mean, even if you're not an idiot, and even if you think drugs have some recreational value, you don't do videos doing drugs, because you know that most of the people doing drugs can't handle the drugs they're doing. They don't do them recreationally, they do them catastrophically. So why you wouldn't, even if you're pro drinking, you wouldn't get drunk and just say to everybody, go ahead and drink, because you know that they can't do it right. It's like almost anything that you can do, you almost wouldn't suggest anybody else do it, because they're not going to do it right. They're going to fuck it up. Something like that, right? So again, the idiocy is already there back then. Right? Because only an idiot takes drugs on YouTube or whatever, blog TV. You have to be an idiot to do, hey, let's take drugs on blog TV. I mean, you have to be an idiot. And then you have to be an idiot to hold your gun in the videos and play with your gun. And I mean, that's an idiot. Alright, anyway. So I think he's a real idiot. I mean, I don't think he really believes in Jesus Christ. Okay, I think that's a shtick in the sense that it's the same shtick that all the Christians use. You know, it's just an idea. It's a way of hiding their racism or something. Who the hell knows what it's for? But it's just a cover. You know, it's just clothing you wear. Yes, I'm going to pretend to be a believer now too. You know, and they all just pretend. Because they obviously don't believe in anything. They don't have any notion of I'm working towards God trying to get people to be more perfect or something. You know, they have no ambition to be of any service to God's plan whatsoever. So they just pretend like I'm part of a club of people who are for this, let's go back to digging rocks out of the ground or something, or planting potatoes. It's like the Jehovah's Witnesses, you know. They just want a simpler life. They don't believe in God. You know, they just believe in potato farming and petting the dog. Yeah, telling silly stories. But whatever, it's just bullshit, right? I mean, if you really believed in God, I've said this a million times, I mean, you'd be just stunned by this whole prospect. This whole thing would just be amazingly amazing. There's these eternal God guy who's been around forever and done everything and seen everything and knows everything. And I mean, you'd just be totally distracted by what the fuck is going on here, and how can we, the dumb little peon shitheads, do a better job so we can be part of that world, because that world sounds a lot more kick-ass than this stupid-ass cunt world. You know, Sinville or whatever it is, you know, we've soiled and pooped and done all these nasty little things. I bet the God doesn't poop, even though we're created in His image. Does God have an asshole? I mean, eating is one of the is one of our pleasures, right? I mean, what are our pleasures really made out of, right? I mean, eating, pooping, fucking. Does God do those things? Or does He just watch TV? Right? That's one of our other entertainments, is vicariously living fantasy lives. I mean, obviously you wouldn't live any of these lives vicariously as a fantasy, right? Because even the winners are horrible losers, right? I mean, the fantasy of having $10 billion. But you're Donald Trump. Oh, fuck. I mean, that's way too high a price to pay for $10 billion. You have to give me a lot more than that for me to say, okay, it's okay, I'm Donald Trump in a baseball cap. The Bible's his favorite book. Never read it, but it's his favorite book. Anyway, so, yeah, I don't think he's faking. I think he's just full fucktard. You know, it's just he can't do the logical 1 foot in front of the other kind of thing anymore, because his legs are all crooked. So he just can't put facts together and navigate them in a logical manner anymore. So, rest in peace, long live the idiot, I guess. You know, there's nothing to say. Alright, so enough of that. I did want to, so the other subject, I guess, I'm just been distracted by. That's why this is late again. Everything's late, everything's fucked up, because I have to move the website onto a different server, because GoDaddy is just useless. And so I was, you know, they're blaming Verizon, right? So I'm arguing with the guy at GoDaddy, and I'm saying, look, I can't FTP to the server. I can't use an Android FTP to the server, but I can with any other web host I have access to. So it's only your server that my connection doesn't connect with. And so you can sort of understand why I can't really go to Verizon and say, yes, everything you've given me works. I mean, it's a perfectly good internet connection, except the one server at GoDaddy that's obviously in the basement, in the closet in the basement, in the like wooden chest in the closet in the basement. Yeah, I can't access that server. So give me a better connection. Give me a connection that gets me to the basement of GoDaddy. Yeah, right. Or I'm going to have them fix their New York City hub. You know, change their New York City hub, how it performs, because I can't get to a server in the basement at GoDaddy. Yeah, I don't see that happening. So, but you try to reason. See, I mean, the great thing about GoDaddy is they all speak English really well. They're all kind of technically knowledgeable, but they're all so full of fucking shit. So there's no point, right? I mean, I'd rather be talking to Habib, who doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but at least he's trying to honestly help. You know, these fuckers aren't trying to be honestly helpful. So anyway. So yeah, it was 5 hours. You know, it just took 4 hours back and forth. Verizon, GoDaddy, Verizon, GoDaddy. They keep arguing about trace item number 4. And, right there, it's just 77 milliseconds. And the timed out. I'm like, yeah, well, it does that when I'm connecting to the other server too, but somehow it still connects. How come? How come that isn't a problem over there? And it's only a problem with your server. So finally, I got to him. I finally got to the guy when I said, well, look. If you put me on 99% of your servers, if tomorrow you move my website to any one of those servers, I would be able to connect, right? Let's have a bet. Let's bet GoDaddy stock, okay? That I would be able to connect to my server if it wasn't the server I'm on. And he conceded. And that's when you knew. Yeah, he knew it's a shitty server. He knows it's in the basement in a wooden chest in the closet. He knows that. And the fucker's just been lying the whole fucking time, pulling bullshit. Wasting my goddamn time. Well, anyway, so fuck GoDaddy. I mean, fuck you. Your policy sucks. It is completely insane for you to sell me a year's worth of internet service on a shitty server and then come back to me and say, well, look, if you just throw that money away, just get a new account and we'll put you on a decent server that works. So just get a new account and just forget about the one you already bought. Yeah, okay, it's shit. We sold you an absolute pile of shit. So what? Buy some more stuff from us. That was their attitude. I should buy more stuff from them after they just basically said the last stuff we sold you was absolute fucking shit. And we're not going to refund your money. We're not going to credit you. We're not going to give you a fucking thing. We're just going to say, fuck you for a year. Your website's on a piece of shit and you're stuck with it, asshole. Do more business with us. Buy some more stuff from us. Fuck you! Cunt! And so you can almost see that if Fake Sagan thought this was the human race, this cunt working at GoDaddy, who does this for a living, just lies to people in very polite English, yeah, why not just live a fake life? Why not just walk around backwards? You know, why not bend over and actually talk to people between your legs or something? Why does it matter what the fuck you do? Because obviously this world is full of assholes. And there's no way to navigate the assholery. Because it's everywhere. So I find that a compelling truth. Okay, that this is really bad. Because the comment section alone just makes you fucking insane. You know, people keep doing this welfare thing too, which is really annoying. Some asshole said something about, yeah, well, Arkansas or whatever, West Virginia has the highest welfare in the world. Yeah, well, a lot of it's cheaters, actually. But, yeah, they were ex-coal miners, okay? A lot of people are unemployed. And they also have black lung, asshole. And so they count as welfare Social Security disability. They even account Social Security. They count Medicare as welfare. So, I mean, when you're doing that, you know, did they do that when they compared Norway to the United States of America? Did they count free medicine in Norway? Did they count that as welfare? When you get your free medicine in Norway, did they count that as part of their welfare payment? I mean, that's the lie of these statistics. I mean, if you're gonna call fucking goddamn Medicare welfare, you're gonna call Social Security welfare. I mean, Social Security is something Payroll tax people pay in advance, years in advance. That's what the trust fund was, jackasses. Regular working people pay in advance payments. Real money goes in advance. So the richest people, the richest cunts in the world, can defer their income taxes by spending that money and not paying their fucking taxes and writing debt checks. So here you have the working class paying for their insurance, their retirement insurance, up fucking goddamn front, so the richest people in the fucking world can borrow that money. Is that disgusting or what? And this fucking cunt's gonna talk to me about what he knows about welfare? Fuck you in the ass, jackass. I paid my Social Security taxes, cunt. Shit. That's really annoying. Anyway. Mostly. Look, in the restaurant business, you couldn't pay him if you wanted to. Okay, that's the fraud of it. So you paid half of your Social Security taxes because the goddamn employer didn't want to pay his contribution. So they always fucked with your hours, you know. You work 12 hours, we'll just write down 8. Yeah, that kind of shit. Slimy fucking cunts. Anyway, I mean, so you run into these people, you read this shit that people type, and you just, and over time I could see how this just, so I could sort of see, I mean, how people go crazy, or how they go idiot, let's just put it that way. I can see how they can go idiot, because, yeah, this is just, oh, who can stand these fucking idiots? Bullshit, Gary, now you fucked up. Slavery argument. Now, how fucking lame. Here's a theory. Let's start black fucking life forms at the slavery date. Let's start black fucking life forms at the slavery date. So then it makes sense that they have issues today. Bullshit. You're not making a counter argument, fuckhead. You're saying that the white legacy ownership has nothing to do with white success or white position in society. They've been handed not only black celebrity in a sense, celebrity status, the Hilton girls and such, but all the ones that are unseen. Tremendous power with all that money they never earned. And you're saying, well, there's no reason to even get into what you're saying, because you're so fucking stupid. But it trickles, it's like the candy money changed to the Shriver money, changed to the... It's in so many thousands of different hands now, and none of those people earned it. So their name could be Wonka Bunky, and they have a bunch of candy money. Cunt. So anyway, we're done with you, fuckhead. See, I'm not even going to read your comments. I'm just going to delete them. So you might as well just go fuck yourself in the ass, you rude, obnoxious piece of motherfucking cunt shit. You either come to my board and type something reasonable and polite, or you go to fucking hell. Because guess what? I don't shove my videos up your ass, okay? You have to come to my videos and press a fucking play button. So the day I have to press a play button to read your fucking cunt comment is the day you can type whatever the fuck you want, you fucking cunt. But until that fucking day, until there's a fucking play button on your fucking goddamn cunt comment, you will be reasonably polite. And if you can't handle that, fuck you. I mean, it's just fairness, right? Again, my videos do not play on your computer. You don't even have to barely even see them. So the day your comment is invisible and just your name, asshole commented. And I have the choice to say, oh, I'll play his asshole comment. Then you can be rude. But till then, fuck you. I don't have to know who you are, you little scum bucket. Just like I don't have the right to shove this video up your fucking ass, asshole. So there's always this little shit fucking turd bastard cunts that have to make some kind of comment about the fucking website shit. That's a whole nother annoying thing. Where the hell was it? It seems to be missing. Maybe he retracted it. Who knows? Well, anyway, yeah, well, some asshole made some sort of comment like, it really should be here. What the fuck is it? Let me refresh the comments. This doesn't seem right that it's not here. Meow. Oh, that's brilliant. Fuck. I guess the cat must have made a noise in the background. Alright, well anyway, so he's saying something about, okay, here. Make a website for phones and tablets requires a whole redoing of the site. Making a website for phones and tablets requires a whole redoing of the site. Well, that's exactly my point. No, it doesn't. That's what JavaScript is for, idiot. The point is that you can form it, if you think about it in advance. If you think about how links are distanced and you think about the text size and stuff like that, you can make your website capable of being viewed on both media and being usable, in the sense that, yes, the software will compensate for the size of the screen and make things proportional. So it's quite doable. So that's my whole point, and there's sort of an art to it. And I'm just exploring the art of doing that, you know, of taking a website and giving it a form that I can expand, you know, through a few triggers that will proportionally resize in a manner that still makes things clickable in a reasonable manner. And you're doing what? You're making what contribution? Oh, that's right. Bullshit. How about trying Wix? Well, it's 1X, idiot. Have you seen sites made on Wix? I mean, have you actually used the template system they have and seen how preposterously inefficient the code is? Oh, no, you haven't. Someone tell him to at least try it, free, etc. Well, again, why would I use tools that suck? And you still don't get the idea. The idea is I don't give a fuck about what somebody else is doing it. I'm doing it my way. That's the point. I'm not doing it their way. I'm not looking for some template thing. I mean, I could put up a message board. I could do all that stuff. I could put up somebody else's crap. But I don't want the liabilities of somebody else's crap. Somebody's other's vision of how things should work. That's the whole point. If I liked it, then I'd be selling that, asshole. Yes, it all sucks. But you could learn Dreamweaver CS. Again, that's like Adobe proprietary software. Why would I use something shit like that? You want to just point to the website that you think is kick-ass, that does it all the right way, and I'll duplicate that my way, more efficiently. That's my argument, jackass. But all this is just a matter of taste. Jeez, but fuck you. You cunt. You think you know more about the subject than me? No, you don't. So until you prove you're qualified to give me advice, and then qualified to give me crap advice, advice you give people on the street, you shithead. I mean, I've coded things you probably don't really even understand the concept of it, right? It's like this. Look, this comment board doesn't refresh the page, shithead. You know how many places there are where you could post a comment and it doesn't have to reload the document? There's not too fucking many, because you have to know a trick to be able to do that on most all browsers. To make that happen correctly, okay, you have to know some shit, jackass, because you can't do it, okay, without using push technology, which is server-side heavy, right? I'm doing it on the client side, very little server-side involvement at all. So without PHP, without a whole bunch of server overhead, okay, I'm getting a clean update of an interactive script, you fucker. You don't know what I'm talking about. But this is what I mean. The world is covered with these assholes who don't know shit about a subject, but talk like they know shit about a subject. I mean, and there's a whole problem with debating anything. I mean, it's just people talking out of their ass, and there's never any accountability, and we don't ever have to get into the dome, you know, the vlogger dome. 2 ideas enter, 1 idea leaves. There has to be something more decisive in these arguments. This shit of arguing the same shit for 7,000 years, and that's all they're doing now, right? It's the same stupid, cunt, ugly subjects over and over and over and over and over and over again forever. And there's no resolution because we're never allowed to humiliate stupidity. And mainly you can't humiliate stupidity because one of the biggest, stupidest ideas ever was God. And the God bothers will not allow you to call them stupid motherfuckers. So anyway. So I think that's all. So yeah, so let's see if I finished on the website stuff though. So yeah, I'm going to migrate everything off of the server eventually, and just fuck GoDaddy and you know, do business elsewhere. I haven't figured out my exact strategy yet. You know, I'll probably just mix my stuff with old fan stuff for a while, and then you know, eventually have some other counter strategy in case that place goes nutty too. Yeah, but that's the thing. You really have to have your bases covered because you just never know when you're going to get fucked. So you got to be prepared to move out of the house because you're getting raped by the place you're living. Yeah, but who wants to live this way? All these lying cunt shyster pieces of shit motherfucking crap. There's no way to whack them fucking wad of shit. I mean, you know, just you know. So anyway, oh yeah, I wanted to deal a little bit with, so apparently Fake Sagan later in the video uses this as an excuse that, you know, women are horrible cheaters, the draft. Alright, so we know that the draft, last time it was implemented, took place at a time where women couldn't even be in combat. You know, they couldn't, you know, because of rational reasons, right? You didn't want a bunch of chicks and a bunch of soldiers, and it's you know, men and women together, because that's really not going to work playing war, right? I mean, you can sort of understand that. It just isn't going to work. It's going to create all kinds of stress and problems, and soldiers are going to be killing each other over chicks and all this kind of shit. So you really don't want to have that if you can avoid it. But now the military's changed, right? It's not this grunty thing anymore. Now it's a much more sophisticated thing. You go into your little bunker in the United States and you fly your drone, and then you go home to your family. I mean, it's a whole different kind of war. Warring is a different kind of thing. And so certainly there's lots of room for women participation now and all that kind of stuff. So yes, I would argue that if a draft ever did happen, that women would be nagged into participation, and I think rightly so in a sense, if you're going to have something called a draft. But I think the idea of a draft is archaic anyway. It's armies have always been mercenary. There's always been a paycheck or a payoff. You were always going to get a hunk of something, a hunk of the castle, or a hunk of the gold that we got when we killed the king, or whatever. You know, there was always an advantage in it. And so you just increase the advantage, right? If it's time for a war and you need more soldiers, you just pay more. And you just say, the sooner you join up, the more you get. So you have an incentive for people to sign up early, because they'll get more money. And yes, I don't like the idea of taking advantage of people who are more desperate. But the truth is, I don't like the idea of war in the first place. And I'd almost argue that no soldier price is necessary. I mean, it should be all or nothing. I mean, it's like all war should be basically nuclear. I know logically that's not going to work, but I just mean it should be, there should be a point where you say, look, we're not going to fight a war about this. We either all die or we all live together. But that's going to be your fucking choice, because we're not going to tolerate it. Alright? So, everybody gets nuked, or we find a solution. But that's almost the way I'd rather have it than play this idiotic game of let's take a certain percentage of our population and torture them on battlefields, burn them to death and do all this other stuff and say it's okay. That's an acceptable loss. In my opinion, that's not an acceptable loss. It's not acceptable to send 2 million of your guys to go get slaughtered in some horrible way to solve a problem, and then have the rest of everybody else sit home and eat French fries. Now, fuck that. So fuck this whole idea that war is acceptable. War is unacceptable. It's not a solution to the problem. You either solve the problem or you stop playing the game. That's the way to do this. You just say it's unacceptable, we fix it, or we don't play. But anyway, so if you want to argue feminism, I'll argue feminism, but I won't defend women not paying a price for war making. So I would certainly say they should have to pay a price. And whether that price would be the same price that any conscientious objector has to pay, you have to go to work camp, or you have to do this, or you have to do that, some price you pay for saying, I'm not shooting anybody. If you make me go shoot people, I'll shoot my guy next to me, okay? Because I don't like him just as much as I hate that Nazi fucker. Well, I don't like this fucking Bubba from South Carolina either. So can I shoot him too? So unless you're going to let me shoot the asshole next to me, yeah, I'm not going. So I mean, I'm not pro-draft, I'm not pro-war, so, but I'm certainly pro the idea that, yes, women, if you're going to have some idiotic thing where they register for something, or they do this, or they do that, well, yes, women should be participating equally in terms of they should also pay a penalty or a price for whatever this bullshit is. And like I said, if there's exemptions, the exemptions should be something you pay for. You shouldn't get away scot-free, even if you have a broken foot or something, or whatever your out is. The out should always cost you something, because fuck, you're not at risk of getting boiled in oil or something. So yeah, you got to pay for that. But I don't think it's a feminism issue. I think it's, in the sense, it's a feminist issue. You could go all the way back to Lady Godiva, you know, whatever her name was, the French chick they killed for being a soldier. So Joan of Arc, right? I think it was French. Anyway, you know, it's not something women did to make themselves exempt from drafts. We know that it was just a practical thing. So, I mean, you want to say it wasn't a practical bigotry? Well, it was a practical bigotry, and it wasn't women taking advantage. So I think those are all just bullshit excuses. And I think there's every indication that if tomorrow there was a war, there'd be plenty of retarded women who'd say, yeah, I want to kill some shit. There's plenty of fucking loony women out there now to, you know, make to make the feminist contribution to, yeah, I'm a stupid fake Sagan moron too. I mean, there's gun nut women out there. There's women who are more fat and disgusting than men. So what do you want me to say? There's women who fart and shit. And they have a right to, is my point. But I don't have to, I'm not applauding. I'm not applauding the men. I'm not going to applaud I'm not going to applaud women trying to be men. That's really stupid. But anyway. But I think it's bogus to say it's women's fault that women haven't been drafted. And I think it's pretty also stupid just to say that women haven't made their contributions in wartime. They haven't paid a price and all that kind of. Yeah, I think it's kind of silly to say. They haven't sacrificed. They've been the rape victims often and all the rest of it. So, you know, plenty of women have suffered in war. Anyway, enough of the video. So, yeah. So till next installment of, oh geez, is there really any point? But there's always a point, okay? I'm just going to argue there's at least 10 people out there I'm pretty sure aren't idiots, or soon to be idiots. So if I'm just talking to them, fine, that'll have to do. And maybe it's all futile, maybe memes don't matter, maybe arguing for facts and logic and that kind of thing is a waste of time. Maybe none of it can do anything, but the truth is it's the only lottery in town that's worth a damn. It's the only prize worth winning is civilization. So I'm voting for it. I'm going to show up and pull the lever for civilization. I can do that as a minimum, and so I'm going to do it. So whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to try not to be an idiot. Or go idiot. I don't think I've gone idiot. You know, I mean, there's things about me that are useless and maybe of no value to people, but there's nothing there's nothing ungreen. Okay, I mean, I'm not promoting something destructive. I'm not being something destructive to the cause of achieving a better civilization. And fake Sagan pretending to be a Christian, or fake Sagan pretending to be a misogynist lunatic, you know, that is dangerous. That is just destructive. That just makes it hard to clean up the mess. So yeah, that's not harmless. Long story short. Long story less long. Yeah, that's probably enough. Okay. So, till next time.